guys, it's Radhika. Welcome back to the Rad Life channel. I'm so excited to walk you guys through how I got this look today with a nice red, deep red lip and a nice smoky eye as well. This is usually my go-to look when I go out and I want that intense look and I'm wearing maybe like an all black outfit or something like that. So stay tuned if you guys want to see how I achieve this look, the different products I use and the different techniques and the process that I use to get it. So to get started today, I'm going to go ahead and start off with a nice moisturizer and also put some chapstick on my lips. So right now I just have a general chapstick that I'll use just to hydrate my lips. I find that whenever I put chapstick on, you know, kind of like while I'm doing my makeup, it gives me the hydration that I need so that when I do get to the part where I'm going to put my lipstick on, it's going to be super hydrated and smooth, and so it goes on and stays on very nicely. And you know, it gives me the time during my entire makeup process to let it kind of dry so it's not super slimy and slippery. So I'm going to start off by hydrating my skin with a nice moisturizer. I've already cleansed my skin. I did put on some vitamin C. I did put on some vitamin C serum, and now I'm ready to moisturize. So during this pandemic, I ran out of the usual moisturizer that I used, and I really wanted to order something quickly, so I ordered this off of Amazon. It is the CeraVe moisturizer. It's actually a moisturizing cream meant for normal to dry skin, and I found that when I used this on my face, it really did give me a good amount of moisture, and so it was perfect for what I needed to do, and it was also cheap on top of that. So I'm just going to take a little bit, put it all over my skin. I swear guys, moisturizer makes such a difference because there's so many times when I feel like if I don't prep my skin properly, the rest of my look just doesn't look as good. So now that I have my moisturizer on, I'm ready to go in with some SPF. I feel like this step is so important, and even on a day when I feel like I might not go outside, or even if it's just a little bit gloomy and I don't think I'm going to get as much sun, I still think it's a great idea to just go ahead and put this on. I know it's just super important. So the one I love to use is the Supergoop SPF 50 everyday sunscreen with sunflower extract. And you guys, I swear I have not found a sunscreen like this, because I think every time I do put on sunscreen on my face, it ends up leaving this weird coloration type of thing layer on my skin. It's super greasy and it feels honestly super weighed down, but this has been an extremely light sunscreen on my skin, and I forget that it's even there. So this is what it looks like. Gonna go ahead and put it on everywhere. Don't forget the neck area. Also, I use my e.l.f. Poreless Putty Primer. This one is great because it just comes in a little tub like this, and I found that this is perfect as a drugstore brand. So I actually bought this at Target, and so it was, you know, not too expensive, but it does the job. Okay, and now I'm excited to get started with the actual foundation and the entire makeup look. So, usually when I'm going out, I feel like there's a lot more pictures taken and things like that. So I like to start off with the concealer and just making sure I'm getting all the spots. So today I'm going to use the Yves Saint Laurent All Hours Concealer. And I think this is perfect to just, you know, get a couple different spots. Go ahead and just get some of the spots where I feel like, you know, I have some darker spots. Oh, and I should probably go get my brushes. That would be helpful. Okay, now I'm ready to go in with my foundation. So today I'm going to be using my favorite. It's been my all-time favorite for a while now. It's the MAC Studio Fix Fluid SPF 15 foundation. And for me, I use the shade NC42. And for today's look, I'm just going to use some brushes instead of the beauty blender that I would normally use. I actually have this random brush. I think it's one of the Eco Tools brush, but it's perfect for this. It's just a flatter brush. So I'm just going to go ahead and grab some of my foundation. What I also like to do sometimes is grab a little bit of moisturizer. I feel like when I put a little bit of moisturizer and mix it in with my foundation, it makes it even more soft. So I just have a little bit on here and my color on my brush. I'm just gonna mix it a little bit and go ahead and put it all over my face. Definitely don't want to forget the neck, so I'm just gonna try and go down. And just depending on what I'm gonna be wearing that time, I might even go onto my chest a little bit too. I like to get my eyelids, and I think right now, just, you know, not having my eyebrows down, they're kind of a mess. So I also like to go over my eyebrows. I feel like it makes them a little bit lighter, which is perfect when, you know, I really feel like there's no shape to them and I want to go in with my eyebrow pencil and add a little bit of shape in. Just make sure everything looks nice and blended. Now that I have my foundation on, I'm going to go ahead and start contouring. So for me, I feel like with my skincare and makeup routines, usually I go high-end for certain products and drugstore brand for others. So in terms of my look so far, I feel like for most of my products except for my foundation, I try to go drugstore brand if I can. With foundation, I feel like, you know, I wear it for so long, it's directly on, you know, the first thing that touches my skin. So I always like to make sure that whatever I'm putting on there is going to be safe to use on my skin type, which tends to be a little bit on the sensitive side, especially in terms of, you know, breaking out and stuff like that, sensitivity to like clogged pores and things like that. So my MAC foundation has been my favorite for such a long time, so I always like to stick with that one. Now I'm going to go in with my Maybelline Instant Age Rewind Eraser for dark circles. So I luckily, I'm gonna knock on some wood when I say this, I do not have dark circles. However, you know, I still like to make sure that I have some kind of brighter pop under my eye and, you know, on my nose and things like that. So before I even start putting this on, I do want to mention, so what is contouring, right? So the point of contouring is to make sure that you're emphasizing the areas you want to be bright and to stand out, and you want to make the parts that need to be more like shadows and more defined to be a little darker. So I'm going to go ahead and go in with this, and I like to just go straight down my nose. And I know sometimes, you know, you see these videos and they tell you like to do it this way, but it's really important to understand your face and what works for you, because everybody looks different and everyone's skin is different and face structure is different. So I'm going to go in, and I love this one because you just literally twist it, and there's already a sponge on there to allow you to apply. So I'm just going to draw a straight line down my nose and do go all the way to the tip, and I'm also going to do a little circle on my forehead because that looks naturally bright. I also see I have a little bit of brightness right here, so I'm going to just go in and do this area. Like I said, I still do under eyes even though I don't have dark circles. And it's important to get your hair out of the way if you can. And then I also do my chin. So now that I've done that, I'm also going to add a little bit under here so that when I smile, that part really pops out and looks like it's elevated. Okay. So like I said, again, the drugstore brand versus high-end. So I found this Fenty Beauty contour or matchstick in the color Cocoa. I love her brand, the Fenty brand, because I feel like she's such a wide range of colors that it's so easy for someone like with South Asian skin like me to find something that works with them. So this matchstick is super easy. You just kind of twist it up, and like I said, you know, for me, I like to make my nose appear very thin. So I just do like a light line going from my eyebrow to my nose all the way down. And then I also like to just do a little bit under here so it appears, you know, like my nose is really pointed. And then I'm going to go in on my cheeks. So the way to do this is smile and see where naturally, you know, you have a little bit, you want your cheek to kind of appear like it's like you have high cheekbones. So I don't really have very defined cheekbones. So for me, I just like to kind of do it right here and just, you know, it'll be darker towards the end where your hairline is and get a little lighter after that. Same thing on the other side. Right, and I'm also going to do my jawline as well. Okay, now the important part is really blending this out, because you don't want to really take all of it away. You still want to show the areas, and you don't want to like blend everything entirely so it just looks like you know, applied more foundation on your face. You need to be able to see this. So I'm just gonna actually go in with my foundation brush that I used for today and just go ahead and blend in everything. And I'm just gonna finish up my cheekbone. I like to have that kind of pop under my eyes, so sometimes I will kind of leave, even if I can tell that it's not super blended, and I'll go back and fix it after I do my eye makeup so that if I get some eyeshadow under it, you know, it's not a huge deal. And I'm actually gonna go in with some blush really quickly too. So the color I really like to use is the MAC Color and Style. It's just their powder blush. It's a beautiful pink shade, and you know, I've used this one forever, so I usually end up going for this one. So again, I'm gonna apply some blush. And once again, kind of more intense and darker out here, and I try to get it a little lighter as I go more towards the center. And I love, you know, even on days when I'm not gonna really wear too much makeup, I love to throw some blush on. I feel like it just makes the face appear like it has a little more color, because you kind of lose a lot of that color when you put all these layers of foundation and, you know, contour and all that stuff. Okay, now I'm gonna actually go in with my Becca highlight. I have the color Opal. I love this highlight. It's super pigmented, so it makes it really, really pop on your face. And I like to use kind of like this fan brush that I have that really allows you know, you to get defined with where you're putting it on. So I'm actually, and this is super pigmented like I said, so you know, I make sure I tap most of this off too. I don't want it to be super, super intense. And for my nose, I actually, just to be safe and make sure I don't get too much color on, I use kind of this end of the brush to start with, and then I build, you know, how I want to, and just very lightly, you know, get it down my nose. And you know, if I feel like I can't really, the contour doesn't appear as defined as I like, I might even go back sometimes and add a little bit more in of the dark color. So I feel like that's good. I'm gonna add some on my cheeks, and again, where I see, you know, the brightness when the light shines on me is kind of right here, and I also like to take it under eye quite a bit. Okay. Okay, so now I feel satisfied with the look I have so far, and again, I'm no pro at makeup, but this is just what works for me and what, you know, products I've found that work for me and the kind of method and process I use. So now I'm just going to go ahead and use the Laura Mercier translucent loose setting powder, and you know, this one is great. I feel like with her setting powder, you know, it's super light and there's not much, like there's no color to it, so it's perfect. So I'm just going to take a little bit of that, and I like to use like a really big brush, something like this, to kind of get the translucent powder on there and tap it off. If I really want to like lock in my look or something, I will do like a baking method and put the translucent powder right under my eye, but for today I think I am good with doing it this way. So now that I have all that done, I'm actually going to start off with my eyeshadow. So I like to go ahead and prime my eyes as well. I feel like it makes it a great base, and all the eyeshadows stick on a lot better. So I'm going to go in with the e.l.f. primer that I used before on my skin, the Poreless Putty Primer, and just take a little bit and get it all over my eyelid. So now that I have all my eyeshadow primer on, I'm going to go ahead and do my eye makeup. So I love the Naked 2 Urban Decay Naked 2 palette. It honestly has the best colors for my complexion, I think, because I love going for more neutral colors. So this one feels perfect for me. I've literally had this palette, I think, for the past like 10 years, and I love it. And I'm like running out of certain colors that I use a lot, but it's okay. So I'm gonna go in with the color Tease, which is like this light purple shade that I'm gonna put all over my eyelid, kind of with like a fluffy brush for now, just because I want it all over my eyelid. It's a bit of a darker color. Like normally if I'm gonna go for like more of an everyday look, I wouldn't use as intense and dark of a color, but for today, since I know I'm gonna go back and do like this smoky eye intense look, it's totally fine. So I like to start off with the dark color. I love this snake bite color. It's like this really, really pretty, kind of like a darker brown with some shimmer in there. So I love this one. So just, I'm gonna tap up some excess, and I like to just start in the corner and kind of do like my crease area where I know this dark color is gonna appear. And I find these colors really pigmented and easy to blend, and it's, you know, I feel like sometimes I just have to use my fingers a little if I feel like it's getting a bit messy in where it's going. And same thing on the other eyelid. And this is just, you know, the way I do it. No makeup artist, but this tends to work for me. Okay, and I'll just like clean it up with my fingers a little bit where I need to. Okay, so now I'm gonna go in with a very like shimmery kind of light color. So I'm gonna do that one right in the center just because I want that part to pop on my eyelid. So I'm actually gonna go in with the half baked color, which is this really pretty gold, and I'm just gonna do that kind of in the center. And to me, you know, I like to use things with kind of like a gold undertone. I feel like they look really good on my skin. So now I'm gonna go in with Suspect, which is like this white gold type of color, and I'm just gonna put it on kind of in the center corner of my eyelid. Alright, and now I just need to go in and make sure everything kind of blends together. So I feel like some of the light part kind of looks a little too light, so I like to just kind of go back and adjust that as needed. You know, make sure that I have enough brightness and it's not all dark on there. Okay, so I'm gonna go in and use my eyeliner. So the one I've been obsessed with for the longest time is the Stila, I think I'm saying that right, Stay All Day Waterproof Liquid Eyeliner, and I think it's the blackest black color that I like, so it's like a super intense black. I'm gonna just shake it up a little bit and go ahead and do my eyeliner. So now that I have my eyeliner done, I'm actually going to go back, and sometimes I'll do this and add kind of more of like an intense darker color in the corner. For today's purpose, I'll use the same snakebite color we used already, but just to like really make that shadow or the darker part kind of pop. So now that I have my eyeshadow done, I'm just going to go ahead and curl my lashes really quickly before I put on my fake lashes and my falsies. So now that I have my falsies on there, I'm just going to go in with some kind of a mascara and just kind of add a little bit extra to make sure that they kind of stay together. So lately I've loved this Maybelline New York Mega Plush Volume Express mascara, one of those drugstore brand ones, and it is really cool because it has this cool applicator brush. If you look, it's super flexible like this, so you can kind of bend it however you need to. And so it helps me with this because I feel like I don't want to move around too much. Like I don't want to like really press on my eyelashes right now, just because they are, you know, still kind of setting in there. For the last part before I go to my lips, I'm gonna go in with an eyebrow pencil, and I actually have a subscriber to the Allure beauty box, so this is one of the products that they sent. It's the Brow Gal eyebrow pencil in medium brown. So I really like this one. I think for a pencil it's awesome, and it has like the little you know, other end with the little brush to kind of brush out your eyebrows. And I will call out, my eyebrows are such a mess right now just because I haven't been able to get them done in so long. It's my eyebrow lady more than anyone, I swear. And so for me, when I color in my eyebrows, I think that the most important part is that bottom line. So from, you know, where your eyebrows kind of start to the arch, I like to make that very defined, and then I'll do a light feathery approach for the rest. And I like to keep on the inside the hairs that are there. I feel like you know, I don't have as much hair there, it's not as thick, so I try to make that part a little bit lighter and try to make it more intense and dark on the inside. So I'm gonna go ahead and fill these in. Like I said, I start with the bottom, kind of press a little bit and make it like, you know, very light-handed. So my favorite shade for this beautiful lip color is Studded Kiss by MAC. It is seriously such a pretty color. I'm going to actually show you guys on my hand too, so you can kind of see it before I put up my lips. So I'm just going to go ahead and put that on. Thank you guys for watching my video today. I hope you guys enjoyed this look and you learned something new about a couple different products and a couple techniques. Please subscribe to my channel if you enjoyed this and want to see more content from me, and comment and like below as well. I'll include everything that I used today in the description box below, and connect with me on different social media. Please DM me or leave some comments if you want to see something different and something new. I'm looking forward to hearing from you guys. Thank you.